I'm Jen.
I'm Greg.
And this is the Knot Project. And we are talking about how to be a good gift giver. Why are we talking about how to be a good gift giver? Because it's my birthday on Wednesday. So we're going to prep Craig for
Plus
being
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. But then we know that not all of y'all are mothers, so we're just going to concentrate.
Everybody has mothers, though.
But that's true. You're kind of jacking with the flow here. All right. So my birthday's Wednesday, and we have had, Craig has done an awesome job. At times, we probably shouldn't swing. People are going to get nauseous. We have had some great birthdays and some not so great birthdays. So there was, let me tell you about, well, actually it was a great Christmas. One of the best things Craig ever did is surprise me on Christmas, because I'm very, what would be the word? Nosy. I don't like surprise.
You're hard to surprise.
I'm hard to surprise, that's true. And so one Christmas is when I had just started blogging. So it was the Christmas of 2010. And I've been blogging for a little bit. And he sold some stock from the company that he works for and bought me a laptop computer. And that was like crazy that he was able to pull that off. And that same Christmas, my grandmother had just died that April, and he bought me the willow tree that was called Me with My Grandmother. And so twice that year he made me cry. And that's very difficult to make me cry for gifts. So score one. Then there was my birthday.
No, score two.
Score two.
Yeah.
So you're up two to, yeah.
Yeah.
You needed lots of points after the story I'm about to tell. You remember this story? The Pirates of the Caribbean story. So I don't even know how old I was turning, but we were in our first house, and you think the wind chimes are annoying?
Just keep going.
Okay, so we were in our first house, and Craig calls me from Fry's Electronics, and I think it's the day of my birthday, or maybe my birthday's the next day. So, you want the movie Pirates of the Caribbean for your birthday, Jen? Sure, honey. So then he comes home and he tosses the DVD at me. Happy birthday!
Okay, that's not exactly how it went down. But that was, it's interesting to hear your interpretation of those events.
It wasn't even wrapped. You just handed it to me.
It was lovingly handed to you with gentle care.
Anyway, so our point is, don't call your wife or your husband from an electronics store and say, hey, you want this DVD for your birthday? Because the answer is probably no.
Well, the answer could be yes, but I think the important thing to remember is that gifts should display to the person you're giving the gift to that you understand them and that you know them, and that the gifts that you're giving them have meaning behind them and not something you would just pick up at the last minute. That there's been thought and intentionality to it. That's the lesson there.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, and some of you might be overwhelmed by that thought, like, oh my gosh, you know, it's kind of a joke where the wife says, if you really knew me, you would know what I want. So there is that thing, like, we understand that we are not mind readers, right? And so I have a very helpful Amazon wish list.
Well, I created it for you because every now and then she will mention things. Hey, if you're looking to give me something, I would really like this, or I really like, or she would just say in conversation, I really need this. And so I would, instead of taking a mental note, I would actually go to the Amazon wish list and add it. So that way I don't have to remember when we get close what those things are, because she's already communicated to me that she would like them.
Because I forget.
Yeah, you do.
I forget the things that I want. So it's kind of a balance, right? Be honest and give hints or clues, or just write it out on the Amazon wish list what you really want. But then we would also just encourage you guys to also think outside that list and to surprise each other with something that they may not even realize that they want.
Yes.
And this is not.
You don't have to wait to a birthday or Mother's Day or Christmas to do that.
Especially if your spouse's love language is receiving gifts.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. I was just as touched by the willow tree as I was the laptop computer 7 years ago. And so the thing that I wanted to say is God demonstrates how much he loves us through his good gifts too. And there's a Bible verse in John, I think. I can't really remember where it is. See how on the ball we are today? It's been a long weekend. it was talking about how a father wouldn't give his son scorpions or rocks. And so even if an earthly father that wasn't so great wouldn't even do that, how much more does our good Father give us good gifts? And so I think that as we grow together, as our relationship becomes more godly, and we love each other we learn how to love each other with that unconditional, steadfast love. Our kids are totally photobombing the video. Okay, awesome.
It's Matthew, by the way, I think.
Okay, so now that they've totally wrecked our train of thought, as we learn how to love each other more and more unconditionally and more fully and more like Jesus loves us, giving good gifts is a demonstration of that love and can really touch your relationship. So even if you're struggling, pray, because I think God has amazing insight into us. And so if you need help figuring out good gifts, pray and ask God what a good gift would be. Talk to their friends and see what a good gift might be. But it's worth it to go that extra mile. Don't be afraid of disappointment and rejection. I think that kept Craig from giving good gifts for a long time, because he was afraid that I wouldn't like it and it wouldn't be enough. So, and if you receive the gift, be gracious, because recognize the thought behind it and the effort that went in behind it. All right, we hope you guys have a great weekend. Well, it's Sunday, so a great week, and we're really tired. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.